Alright, so on worksheet 65 on page 143 of Deb's book, write a dominant 7 chord on each of the given notes using accidentals where necessary. So the first given note is a C. And they're asking for a dominant 7. What are the characteristics of a dominant 7 chord? So it's basically a major triad, which is exactly what you're saying, with a, so I put a plus -7. Carla, can you just dash and grab the door, please? So, like with any 7th chord, you just stack all your notes up. The first one's on the line, so they all go on the line. First thing to take note of is the bottom chord. Have I got a major chord there? Yes. How do I get the -7? So I've got a major 7, and then I lower the 7th note, dominant 7. Yep. When you listen to it, what sort of sound does it have? Dominant 7.
I can't remember.
It's pretty bluesy. Yeah? Yep, you can, to me, you can really hear that bluesy sort of sound coming through. So if we do one more, this one starts down here. So that's an A, correct? And then I stack my notes up. So in terms of the circle of fifths, where am I going to start there, do you think? So if we know it's going to be a major triad first, in terms of using that circle of fifths, where should I start, do you think? You're getting ahead of me here. Oh, well, I need to sharp one note. Yeah, okay. But take a step back, because I want to be really clear on it. I need to have a major triad at the bottom. In terms of the circle of fifths, what do I need to look at? A major. So I take A major, and I've got 3 sharps, so fish can't get the first 3. Or if I do the whole thing, fish can't get drunk after eating bait. I've got 3 sharps, so 1, 2, 3. And then I look at my notes. Which notes does it affect?
The top note and the C and G.
Alright, so we've got a C.
But
And if I do the G...
top note and it's a sharp, does that just make it a natural?
Correct. Yep. So currently I have a major 7th. But if I get rid of that top sharp, so I've lowered that, now we have a dominant 7th chord. Yep. If there is a key signature, there shouldn't be for your questions, but if there is a key signature, what do I need to do also to this chord?
Yeah.
Good. Make sense? Cool. So that's a dominant triad. Just going to pause my video. Alright, so these next questions you might get. So we're on page 155, worksheet 71, and we're doing the S12 chords 3. So in the keys indicated, write and name the specific chords. So they're asking for tonic, tonic 7, A major. For this chord, what do you think is going to be the bottom note of your chord?
A.
Why?
Because it's A major.
No, not because it's A major. Because it's a tonic chord. Alright, so this is where we have to be careful. So yes, it starts on A. We need a 7th chord, so we stack our notes up. Make sense?
Real quick, I don't know if it changes anything, but this question's in bass clef.
Oh, it's in, yeah, okay. So the one in the book is in bass clef. I can do that down there, that's alright. Doesn't change much. So there's my A 7th chord. what do I need to look at in terms of the circle of fifths? A major. So we're back up here again.
F, C, G.
Alright, so if we look down, we have fish, can't get. So the first three sharps, how does that impact my chord here?
There's C and G.
We've got a C there and a G there, so they need to be sharp. So far that just looks like A major 7 is pretty straightforward, yeah? The trick comes when they're asking you to do the tonic note on a different note of the scale. No, sorry, I've worded that wrong. I'll give it as an example. So the next question in the book is a dominant suspended 4 chord on E flat major. Alright, so I'll write that in here. Dominant sus 4. Alright, so dominant sus 4, E flat major. So the first question is, what note do I start on? E would be down here, but they've asked for a dominant sus 4. What do you think? Someone said it, yep. It is a B flat. Why? Is that you, Carla?
Yeah, because it's the dominant of E, so you go up 5.
Yeah, dominant is the 5th. So I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I actually start on B flat. What's the key signature though? Where does the key signature come from for this? E flat major. So I'm actually using this key signature, but starting on that note. Does that make sense? Alright, so I've got 3 flats now. So if I use my fish can't get drunk after eating bait, then I have 3 flats, 1, 2, 3, A, E, B. I stack up my notes. Oh, hang on, I've done that wrong, haven't I? How does my sus 4 look?
You put on the 4th and 5th, right?
4th and 5th. Yep. Like that. Good. Now I've got my 3 flats. Do my 3 flats impact this at all?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
Just the E flat.
E flat. How do you feel about that, guys? Obviously you wouldn't actually, I'm trying to raise it, you wouldn't actually write that bottom one.
Would you have just used a...
You could put a dot there, or you could write it somewhere else as a guide. You could use it as, pencil it in and then rub it out after. Yeah, but it's not, you need to make it clear that that's not part of the chord. I've just scribbled it out.
I have a question.
Yep.
Back to the first question. Is that right? Is that the answer?
Yep.
Is that not? Okay.
Yep. You might have started it elsewhere. I suppose you could start on the A at the top, but then all your notes would go above the stave.
Okay.
That would be correct also. Do you know what I mean? So you could have started it up here.
Okay. And it's a 7.
That would be also correct.
Okay. So it just looks like a major 7 chord. Yeah, because we're starting on the tonic. Okay. So we're starting. Yeah. Okay.
It is a major 7 chord, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a fancy.
Alright, so the next one, submediant. Which degree is a submediant? Submediant 7.
I was so confused.
F. What are you confused about, Carla?
I was on the wrong page.
Oh, you. Alright.
Oh well, I was just doing my own thing.
Why did I think it was Carla?
Alright. Contemporary guys, I don't think you'll get this particular question, but you should be able to answer it anyway. So we're going to go over it. Which scale degree, guys, is a submediant? Do you remember? It is 6. Yep. Let's go through them. So first, tonic. Supertonic, because it's a little bit bigger. Mediant. Think of mediant as the third. It's like the middle of your chord. So think mediant, middle of your triad chord. All right.
I would forget this one.
Fourth, subdominant. How can you remember that?
Because dominant's 5th. So
Yeah, it's just below the dominant. Yep. Dominant is fifth. Yep. Think of dominant. It's important note. It makes the, apart from an octave, it's the nicest harmony off the tonic. Yep. And twinkle twinkle. Yep. Next one, 6. Submedian.
Because it's median, it's higher.
Think of it like 3 is median, and then another 3. Think of the medians as 3s, if you like. Yep. The next one, leading note, because it leads into the tonic at the top. So here we have the 6th. Off what note? F. So if I put an F in here, how many do I need to count up?
6.
1. Make sure you count the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're on D. I'm going to do it down here because it gives me space. Hang on, what did I do there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, D. Happy with that? How many notes do I need to stack up? I need 4 because it's a 7th. Now on the circle of fifths, what am I going to be using? Oops. That's not good. Undo that. Alright, which key signature am I using on the circle of fifths? F minor. So I'm here, right? How many flats do I have? 4. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Does that impact any of those notes?
Yes.
Which ones? I've got a D flat. Got an A flat. But F doesn't need to be flat and C doesn't need to be flat. Are we happy with that so far? Alright, there's one more catch to this one. And those studying repertoire, this may impact you. So what's the other catch? What haven't we looked at yet? Right, harmonic minor. So what do we need to do?
Is harmonic the one that sounds Egyptian?
Yeah. What happens in a harmonic minor?
Raise the 7th.
Raise the 7th. Where's the 7th?
It's the top note. There.
No.
No.
That's the trick in this
Start
case.
on F, did you?
So here's F. It's the 7th of F. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. E, obviously it's one below F. Do we have any E's in our chord?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. So does that impact this chord?
No.
No. So it is correct. But if we'd have had an E in there, it would have to be raised. If it's already got a flat on it, what do we need to do?
Natural.
Natural. Alright, don't go straight for a sharp. If it's already got a sharp on it, what do we need to do?
Natural. No, flat it. Double sharp.
Double sharp. Double sharp. I doubt they will give you one of those on your exam, repertoire guys. Contemporary, definitely not.
Oh,
Alright.
sweet.
But if you can do the things that are a bit harder, you'll find the others easy, yeah? Are there any questions on that? No. One thing to note, especially contemporary guys with your chords, they're asking now for the letter names of the chords rather than getting, seem to be, rather than getting you to draw them. It looks to me in the study design as in they are requiring me to teach you to draw them, but it's not in the sample exam. They're asking for the notes. To me, that doesn't seem right. That actually seems a little bit more difficult because I need to write them to see what the notes are, and then I can tell you what the notes are. So just be aware of that, and we'll have to do some more practice around that, I think.